It is a fantastic day to be alive, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. Thank you so much for stopping by for another episode 84 of GemFix Farm Max That Rush. And today, very excited to bring you some of the biggest, most epic raids in the history of farming in Clash of Clans. And I very nearly was able to grab 3 multi-million loot raids in a row. Check this out as we get some upgrades done. 6 walls spinning around here, and that leaves us with less than 1 row to go. Under 50 walls remaining to be upgraded, and it feels great. It feels so good to be this close. 43 walls left in this village, and exciting stuff. It's been such a long road, 84 episodes, and well, with the builder base upgrades that we started last episode, I think that we should not have a problem finishing the series completely, A, before Town Hall 13 releases, and B, before episode 100. In fact, I'm thinking like episode 90 might be the very last episode we ever see with this series. Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll have to start something new like Farm to Max Town Hall 13 with this account. It's possible. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you these unbelievably, epically huge raids, and you'll notice 1.1 million gold, 1.1 million elixir, 9,000 dark elixir. But what I want you to notice is that these raids occurred all in a row. I'm going to show you 3 amazing raids today, and all 3 of these raids took place back to back to back. Okay, so what I was going for was trying to collect 3 raids where I took over 1 million gold and 1 million elixir in a row each, with 3 3-star attacks. Now, obviously, we're using an army that's not necessarily the best 3-star strategy army in the world, although this does do pretty well. This is, of course, Darkside, does pretty well against ring bases, surprisingly. And you know what else is awesome? The Clash of Clans creator code. If you're not using it yet, please, if you get a chance, go to settings, click on more settings, drop down to the very bottom and enter Galadon as your creator boost code. And you'll send me a little bit. I get a little portion, like a commission, of whatever you spend on the game, only for 7 days, unfortunately. So you have to go back and re-enter Galadon again after 7 days if you want to keep supporting. But what is happening is, eventually, I haven't gotten anything yet, but eventually I hear I'll get a little something back, about 5% of what people spend on the game while you're using the code Galadon. And then I'll be giving a portion of that back to you guys. More than 5% of what I get is going to go back to you directly in the form of giveaways. Okay, speaking of percentages, I took 100% of this guy's loot. That's right, so the Darkside army rolls through, and it not only was it a 3-star, I mean, it was an overkill 3-star against what was a nearly maxed out base. Obviously, there were a couple of things missing there, but still, felt good. 1.1 million gold, 1.1 million elixir, and this was the first. Okay, so we're back out on the hunt. Again, notice where we are. Notice I'm getting the Legend League bonus right here. So what I did was I crossed 5,000 trophies, and then I didn't attack. I let myself get attacked one time, went back down below 5,000 trophies, and even though I'm not in Legend League technically, I'm still collecting the Legend League loot bonus. Give it a try. It is a sneaky but very effective way to get extra loot when you are raiding in Titan League. All right, you also might notice that this is not the Darkside army. We were switching over, and actually I've been kind of randomly alternating, not necessarily in a pattern, but kind of whatever I felt like. Do I want to do Darkside twice in a row? Do I want to do P.E.K.K.A. Bobat twice in a row? This worked out pretty well. Another of these, as Itsu would call, very annoying. No, what does he say? Super annoying. That's Itsu's favorite phrase. Super annoying anti-2-star ring style bases. But we get in there anyway. Watch that battle machine, the siege machine, break through the wall. Barb King, P.E.K.K.A. roll on into the inside, and we're going to pick up the 2nd star, or the 1st star rather, for the town hall. The rest of the units working their way around the bottom, waiting for it. Wait for that town hall to go down. Here come the bats, and a perfect funnel, kind of that C-shaped remainder of this base, is gonna get crushed. With the free spells, we are going to not need the first free spell. Notice the wizard tower was firing on the ice golem. So right there, the bats just sneak right over the top of the wizard tower, never get harmed by it. And then we drop the free spell on this wizard tower, unfortunately missing the archer tower. So not so ideal, but right here, another freeze. This time we pick up all 3. So the warden, the archer tower, and the wizard tower, allowing the bats to completely overwhelm the base. And that is it. No more splash happening. That was just a bonus freeze on the archer tower and the air defense. no doubt this base is going to get 3-starred and the loot is going to be beyond insane. To find 2 bases like this back to back was probably the first time this had ever happened to me in the history of the game. So I thought, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to wait a little bit longer, we're going to push it, and we're going to try to find a 3rd base in a row. And actually what happened after this raid, by the way, I was live streaming on Facebook. If you're not there, you're missing out, fb.gg/realgaladongaming. I stream every day. Well, okay, 6.9 days a week. And yes, the bats are going crazy. The Barb King gets eaten alive. And okay, so what I was trying to say before I got so distracted by myself, that happens. I'm sorry, it happens. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay, so I was trying to get 3 over 1 million of each raids in a row. So this next raid happened, it was about 45 minutes after the first 2 raids, and we found it live, and there it was again, 3rd in a row. We had passed a bunch of like 500, 700,000 loot bases to find another over 1 million of each. And it was a familiar base design, and we had P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, which, you know, I kind of felt like we might be okay, except for those wizard towers on the back side. So we're going to try to move in here against the multi-target Inferno. We had the advantage of not having the king and the queen active, which, you know, makes the base much softer coming in here. And we know we're going to get the town hall because I protect my siege machine. I make sure it's not going to take too much damage. We put some units down here to tank for it. And as it rolls its way through, watch the siege machine get through all 3 layers of walls between here and the town hall. And despite the fact that pretty much everybody else is going to abandon it, the problem with this town hall setup is that it's super isolated. Once I get the P.E.K.K.A. and the ice golem that are in that wall wrecker into that compartment, they have nowhere else to target but, of course, the Eagle Artillery and then the town hall. So despite the fact that they're all alone, everybody else went off to the right-hand side, here they come, there's the ice golem, and now the P.E.K.K.A. is going to roll in and not get the town hall. So, right, so okay, it was close, right? It was, gosh darn it. Okay, well, skeletons, yeah, okay, well, I'm not a very good funneler, I will admit that sometimes, and yeah, super annoying, right? That's what Itsu says, super annoying, but that's okay because we're gonna work our way all the way around this base with the bats, with the bowlers, with the heroes, and no doubt get around to everything else and then get to the town hall, even if it has to be last. I really don't think that's going to happen at this point. So, yeah. And this was so disappointing because I had picked up 2 multi-million loot raids back to back before this one. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's no formal Clash of Clans record for this, but the idea of picking up over 1 million of each resource 3 times in a row while raiding live was amazing. And so the disappointment was real at this point when I saw that we're not getting anywhere near it. So we just went for as much loot as we could. We're over 90% damage, but again, town hall, not going to happen. It looked like maybe it was a skeleton trap that prevented it from getting there. And sure enough, we were just going to have to live with the fact that we missed out on the most epic trio of triples in the history of Clash of Clans. Okay, maybe not really, but it was definitely in my history of Clash of Clans. It was going to be the most amazing set of 3 stars. And then, well, what are you doing? Well, why are the P.E.K.K.A.s targeting the wall when the town hall is... Oh, whatever. Okay, so 974, 889,000. And here you can see in the log, the perfect 3 attacks would have been... Oh my gosh, that would have been so insane to see these all within an hour of each other. But it just was not to be. Can you guys beat this? Has anybody out there gotten 3 attacks that were over 1 million of each in a row? If you have, send me a screenshot and I will feature it in a future episode. I want to see your massive loot raids. In the meantime, it is the end of this episode, and that means it is time to take a look at hold on, wait for it, the status report. Here we go. Okay, another episode, 3 in a row, where we spent $0. Seems like a bargain until you remember, yeah, that number there. Okay, so gems used today, down from last time, under 1,000 this time, so about $6 or $7 worth. Time spent, it's really adding up, 228 hours. For this episode, we ended up doing 6, I can't count. It's an upside down 9. 6 walls, and that leaves us with 43 to go until we are done. Of course, now we have to focus on auto and the stuff on the builder base side, but we will get there. In the meantime, you got there all the way to the end of the episode. You're the true #GalaFam. Thank you. Get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, be kind to people, animals, and the planet, and I hope to see you all back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, better, but still a bit rushed. Slow down and you'll get your full message across.